News 5 at noon is being brought to you by Insurance Corporation of Belize, serving Belize for 40 years.
Good afternoon, Belize. It's midday, and you're tuned into the news at noon, where we bring you the latest updates from around the country. I'm Isana Cayetano, and here's what's making headlines today. Bus Association protests EU electric bus award to single operator. Voice expands with new call center hub, boosts jobs and benefits in Belize. The BRWMA elects new board, pushes forward with sustainable waste goals. And from street dancers to cultural spectacle, Carnival celebrates its Golden Jubilee. These stories are coming up in just 1 minute.
When I was a student, ICB was there to protect me, ensuring my education and future. When I got my first car, ICB was there to protect me, providing excellent coverage and peace of mind on the road. When we moved into our first apartment, ICB was there to protect us, securing our belongings and giving us a sense of security. And when we got our first house, ICB was there for us, protecting our home and everything we've worked so hard for.
At every step of your life's journey, ICB is there for you. For more information, call 224-5328 or visit our nearest branch.
Welcome back. There's some serious frustration coming from the Belize Bus Association this week. The group is sounding off after learning that all 3 electric buses donated by the European Union and the UN Development Programme are being handed over to just one company, Westline Bus. The BBA says that's not fair. They believe the buses should have been split up, one for the north, one for the central region, and one for the south, to give other operators a fair chance. Now they're questioning how the selection process was handled and whether everyone got a fair shot. We reached out to Westline's owner, Sergio Chuk, to get his side of the story. He says the backlash is misplaced, arguing that most of the other applicants simply didn't meet the criteria. So, was the process fair, or does the BBA have a point?
I really do not understand why or who sent out that release, or if the release is actually truthful, if that media house did some kind of investigation, because the Belize Bus Owners Association was part of this project. They were at the meeting. Mr. Shah was at all the meetings we attended to. And as a matter of fact, he and I spoke several times saying, you know what, the majority of our owners are small operators and will not qualify to get into this process. What this process is doing is basically gathering information to see if it is feasible to put electric buses on the road. So you have to have a good accounting system already in place, because these people won't come and invest those huge sums of money to gather information and give it to somebody who will not be able to produce that information. So that basically knocked out most of the small operators then. But no, I really can't empathize with them, and I don't understand. From the very beginning, most of them knew that they would not qualify for it. Some of them did attend the meeting, and they were adamant and said, no, well, we want to submit our application. And UNDP said, by all means, submit your application. If it doesn't meet the minimum criteria, we won't look at it. If it meets the minimum criteria, we will look at it thoroughly, and the best applicant will be awarded the contract to do the pilot project.
Voice International has been part of Belize's business landscape for nearly 2 decades, and today they're expanding again. With 300 employees already working at their call center, the company just opened a brand new location on the Philip Golson Highway. The new space can host up to 90 employees at a time, adding even more capacity to their growing operations. According to Voice, they invest around $10 million annually in salaries, bonuses, and benefits, showing a strong commitment to their workforce. We caught up with John Malik, Senior Vice President of Operations, who shared more about what this expansion means for the company and for Belize's job market.
Here in Belize City alone, this is our fifth move since inception in 2007. And I think it's a strong indication of investor confidence in terms of always trying to find modern facilities, new location to provide inspirational environments for people that work in the call center business. I think a lot of you guys are aware that being, whether you're talking to a customer or you're responding in an email or a chat or an SMS, you have to be in a space where you feel inspired, where it's easier for you to just deal with the stress of the job every single day. And that's what we really look for when we're choosing a facility. And as we all know, the highway is now the new up-and-coming business district, and it only fitting that we relocated here at this location. Part of our expansion plan is to open a second facility in Orange Rock, which we'll be inaugurating later this afternoon. And of course, you guys are more than welcome to join us to that inauguration event. In terms of statistics, Voice pays out on average $10 million Belize dollars a year in salaries. That includes salaries and bonuses and benefits. And we're not a huge operation like we see with the other call centers in Belize that employ thousands of people. The most we've ever been has been about 500. Now we rest between 300, 400 employees, and it's enough based on the clients that we currently have. But there's always room for growth, and we're very optimistic that with these investments, we can attract more work for our employees here in Belize.
The Belize Recyclers and Waste Management Association has held its second annual general meeting. The event focused on building stronger partnerships for better waste management under the theme, Strengthening Collaboration Through Sustainable Waste Management in Belize. CEO Milagro Matos, who heads the Ministry of Sustainable Development, praised BRWMA as a driver of change in Belize's push for more responsible consumption and waste disposal. She highlighted the group's growing role in tackling one of the country's biggest environmental challenges. A new executive board was elected during the meeting, with Luis Garcia of Eco-Friendly Solutions Limited stepping up as president. Other board members represent a mix of recycling companies, small businesses, and community organizations. Members also voted to introduce staggered term elections, meaning half the board will be elected each year. This move aims to keep leadership steady while mentoring new members and ensuring long-term progress. Formed in April 2024, BRWMA brings together government, private sector, and civil society to improve recycling and waste management across Belize. The association says it remains committed to creating cleaner, healthier communities through sustainable solutions. 50 years of feathers, flair, and pure Belizean pride. This year, Carnival is celebrating its golden anniversary. What began as a handful of dancers bringing joy to the streets has exploded into a full-blown cultural celebration that spans weeks, bursting with color, music, and rhythm. As we count down the days until the bands take over the city, we're taking a moment to rewind to the roots of Carnival and how it's grown to a spectacle we know today. And who better to guide us through that journey than Dorla Vaughan, the powerhouse behind Black Pearl Junior Carnival Band. With over 37 years in the game, she's seen it all, and she's sharing her reflections on how Carnival has evolved through the decades. Here's your sneak peek at tonight's edition of Culture Tuesday. You won't want to miss it.
The atmosphere was very hype. Right, but when I started in 1988, we started with 8 girls, and 1989 we had 80 kids. I think they just saw what we did and they love it. And at that time, it's not the costume was stuff that we sew skirt and blouse and everything to match. We make the flowers out of the foam. We painted the red and everything, and they wore it around their waist. And that's when the carnival was going to Memorial Park, because, we had to go over the swing bridge, and the judging point was at the old post office, upstairs the old post office. But it was good then, and then it continued growing and growing, And I love it because I started to think about a lot of things. I started bringing a lot of old folks thing. I do tata do hende, I do jankuno, I do, we just things just come up to we, where our Belizean thing, and we just do it.
That's a wrap for the news at noon. But don't worry, there's plenty more coming your way at 6 p.m. We'll dive deeper into these stories and more. In the meantime, visit greaterbelize.com and follow us on Facebook for real-time updates. And don't miss Open Your Eyes tomorrow morning for fresh takes on today's headlines. Thanks for tuning in, Belize. Stay informed, stay inspired, and have a fantastic afternoon.
I'm Brittany, one of the newest faces around here. My stories are heartfelt and bring a fresh perspective. On the job, there is no challenge too great. Flooded highways, raging fires, or asking tough questions. My determination and willingness to connect with people help to deliver stories that put you, our viewers, at the forefront of issues. My motto? Accurate, timely, and relevant. I am News 5.